Now I'm prepared to go home. Now I'm fine. I will never take a platform and denounce Africans. I will never do it. If it means votes are going, let them go. Now I'm prepared to go home. But to take a platform and please white minority by pointing a finger at my other fellow black brothers, I'm not going to do that. When I see a Nigerian or a Zimbabwean or a Congolese or Ghanaian, I see myself. EFF can commission internal research to see to what extent is this thing hurting the EFF. But I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared to take a platform and say foreigners must go home. I would rather not be a president of South Africa. I'll be a president of my children at home. We'll practice cabinet there. No, I don't want. I must go and tell these hungry Zimbabweans to leave here. And when I tell them to leave, I send them to where? To die. To die. I would rather die with them than to allow them to die alone. If this thing has cost us municipalities, and there are people who say I must resign, I will resign. For Africans, I will resign. For black people, I will resign. I have no problem. I saw some tweet saying, no, the CIC must step down. If it's for this, I'm ready. If you are against it now on the basis that I support Africans, let it be. I don't care. What makes me at night is that white people in this country say they are prepared to work with everyone except the EFF, except Julius Malema. I sleep at night. The enemy is not happy with me. I don't want the enemy to be happy with me. And the enemy has accepted that it has got no control over me. It doesn't control me. I've not taken its money. The state can use its own institutions to try and threaten us and do all manner of things. Investigators from 2008 and whatever years were fine. We're not scared of anything. But one thing we know, we have never stolen anyone's money, and we don't take money from anyone that will control us. So please be aware that the stance on Africans remains. It goes nowhere. We are for a united Africa, and we can't unite it by dividing it.
All right, I greet you, lovers of freedom. This trending issue that has been going on in Ghana concerning one of our Igbo brother who is Igbo in Ghana. You know, the thing have raised a lot of controversies, a lot of talk, a lot of debate, even Igbophobia, you know, manifested itself again, where Yorubas and other tribes in Nigeria are. They also gathered in X again. When I listened to what these people are saying in X, I was shocked. I said, look at the people we are sharing the same country with. One funny thing is that these guys, they always attribute any bad thing that is happening in Nigeria. But each time Igbo people say, we want to go our separate ways, want to have our nation, Biafra, they will still kick against it. Yet they will tell you how bad and how evil Igbos are. Can you imagine? They even said that very soon that Igbos will import insecurity and terrorism in Ghana if Ghanaian or Ghana government or Ghana authority or Ghanaians don't do anything about, you know, or how will I put it now, about what they are alleging to this our brother that is Igbo in Ghana. You know, I don't want to talk about the issue, but when I see the level of hatred, this Igbophobia again, I say, shit, man, I have to talk about this. But a lot of people, even one of Ghanaian who lives in abroad, said there's nothing wrong. Even Ghana, they have a community in Australia and equally have a king. You know, you will listen to the opinion of some people, including somebody that is living in Ghana, You know, and this is one of the things they will be talking about Pan-Africanism, Pan-African. But if you see the attitude of black people, especially the way they handle their fellow blacks, you will be asking, why is it that Africans hated themselves so much? We all know what South Africans, the black South Africans, are doing in South Africa. What do they call xenophobia? You know, they only complain about how white sees their land. But you can't see them raise their hand on the white who sees everything, including their land. But once you see them start talking about xenophobia, they will start attacking their fellow blacks. They will start attacking their fellow blacks. And this is what Malema is against. We are talking about unification of Africa, one currency. Is it in this form? Is it in this form? And this ought to serve as a lesson to Igbos. You know, we Igbos, the problem we have is that we fail to learn. The Israel you see today, they were once being treated anywhere they are, like the way we Igbos are being treated, until they fight, until they got the state of Israel. Ever since then, people start respecting them. Before, anywhere you see the Jews, anywhere in the world, they are being treated. They are being treated like slaves or second or nobody. But until they got their state of Israel, that is when people started respecting them. That is why we are talking about having our own nation. Because when you see what they are saying about this man, you will see that it's just male hatred, male envy. You know, because the guy is so rich, so rich. So they are now wondering, how can a foreigner in Nigeria come to Ghana, you know, and amass this, you know, possesses this kind of wealth. Now, they say the guy, you know, took over their land. Is it free? Is it not the government official that gave him the land, or he himself bought the land? Igbos, you guys are being hated all over the world. The only thing that will salvage you people from this mess is if you have your own state, your own nation. Build your nation. That is when you will be respected anywhere you are in the world. So long as we still remain in Nigeria, this is what we'll be seeing. We will be seeing this kind of thing. So I want you guys to watch the video of the king in question, and also watch the people that gather themselves, the gathering of the vulture, the people that gather themselves on X and was, you know, talking crap, talking bullshit. It's unfortunate. We can equally listen to what a Ghanaian said and the opinions of people concerning this trending issue. I greet you all, peace and love. After watching, pay attention, watch to the end. You will learn one or two things. If you are investing outside Igbo land, invest with wisdom. Whatever you are doing outside Igbo land, do it with wisdom. This is the essence of us talking about Biafra. Yes. And the most painful part is that we're fighting for this Biafra, because this kind of, sometimes I'll be asking, does it mean we don't have men who are capable to fund the restoration of Biafra? We have. Some of them have interest, but seeing the attitude of people who say they are fighting for Biafra, it discourages them. That is why we that said we are fighting for this Biafra, we have to behave ourselves. We have to behave ourselves, because our attitude on media is discouraging a lot of people who have the resources to finance this war or to finance this restoration of Biafra. Not these peanuts we are contributing that we will use. I greet you all. Peace and love. Watch.
ritual money. After gaining their hearts, they now went and bought 50 acres of land. What next? To flood the terrorists. Before you know, Ghana will start experiencing what Nigeria is experiencing today. Before you know, Ghana.
I came up here telling our people that there are some scallywags, some hateful individuals going about spreading propaganda and hate against Igbo, telling lies, telling all sort of lies against Igbo, just to justify. I don't know what they're trying to justify, but just watch this. It is disheartening. But I tell you, Igbo, be ready, be strong. Be ready and be strong. Be ready and be strong. Igbo, be ready and be strong.
Ghanaians cannot work in the night anymore. One sister said this thing just now. An Igbo guy go to Ghana, start videoing, making videos, claiming he is a content creator, start telling them that, oh, Ghana can work in the night, oh, Ghana can, white people can work in Ghana freely. Oh. He's trying to attract terrorists to Ghana. Before you know, the whole Igbo will flood Ghana and start doing all sorts of nonsense. They say they are Biafras, but when you catch them, that, oh, we are Nigerians, you understand? You see how they are. Let me tell you how the Igbos operate so that you will know. An Igbo man will come to this platform right now or walk up to you face to face and tell you, oh, we are not aware that this man is claiming to be king in Ghana. Oh, we are not. He is a liar. The Igbos, they have groups where they discuss everything they do. Do you know this thing that is going on in Ghana? Majority of the politicians in Nigeria are funding it. They are aware of it. You see the reason why we don't want to go to.
No, sorry to say, you won't believe that former governor of Imo State came to visit this man, Okosha.
Okay, good. You see him?
Former governor of the state came to visit this man in Ghana. What is their motive?
Hold on, Josh. See, Ghanaians, there is no Igbo, big or small, that is different. They are all acting like, ships. Ships, when you are leading ships, they go to one direction. Mm-hmm. That's how the Igbos are. Both big and small. Both the ones abroad. They are sponsoring. If, like, there's one of my friends called Ikwere, I would like to bring him to this platform. You will try to put him on big screen. He will show you a lot of things. Do you know that the Igbos went to import guns to bring to Nigeria to empower their terrorist group? You see the reason why they don't like Buhari, because Buhari dealt with them badly. He dealt with them, the terrorist group. They are in Igbo land. There are some communities in Igbo land that you cannot go to. They have unalived so many people in that community. That's why you see them running to Ghana. This thing Ghanaians are doing is paining me. It's making me angry. That's why you see South Africa. I love South Africa people so much. Ghanaians are coming online to talk about this for what? If it's South Africa people, they will take action straight. You understand? Why come online to discuss what we do? Take action straight. Why should you allow such thing to happen in your country? For what reason? Somebody who is not indigenous of your country, you are not from a royal family in Nigeria. Your father is not a king. You don't have a royal blood. You just went to a country, a peaceful country in Africa, to buy 50. If you see this, if you should investigate deep now, you see that majority of this money that came for this land were donated by the big men, the Igbo elites. They made this donation so that they will expand their terrorist group into Ghana. They can't try this in Benin Republic. They can't try it in Togo because those French people, they don't take shit. They deal with them squarely. It's because Ghanaians are peaceful people, and the president of Ghana and president of Nigeria, they are like siblings. They just laugh and joke over things. This is a serious matter that you don't need to wait for government. Let the people of Ghana start protesting now. They must stop this nonsense. Otherwise, your country, in years to come, you start experiencing what we are experiencing in Nigeria. These people are terrorists.
I see that happen. Yeah, you're right.
Guys, I want to wade into the ongoing debate or discussions surrounding the Igbo community in Ghana installing their own king. As a Ghanaian, I think this issue has been blown out of proportion. We Ghanaians have our own communities abroad, and we organize ourselves in similar ways. Look, for example, the Ga tribe has a chief in Australia. They installed him like they would have done in Ghana. And the Santiman Council has presence in the UK and in some other countries. These traditional leaders help our communities stay connected to their roots and cultural heritage. Similarly, the Chinese have Chinatowns in cities all over the world. From San Francisco to London, and these communities have their own leaders and organizations. But has anyone ever suggested that these Chinatowns pose a threat to the sovereignty of the host countries? Of course not. The Igbo community in Ghana is doing the same thing. They are not trying to undermine Ghanaian authority. They are just trying to maintain their cultural identity and community cohesion. And let's be real, having a traditional leader can actually help facilitate communication and cooperation between, say, the Igbo community and the Ghanaian authorities. They have come out to explain the purpose for the installation and why they want to mobilize themselves in that manner. So why are we making such a big deal out of this? On TikTok today, you see this person talking about this person talking about it. And I think it's time to recognize that cultural diversity is a strength, not a weakness. Let's learn to celebrate the richness that communities like the Igbos bring to the countries. If they are doing something wrong, let's by all means come at them. And let's promote understanding and inclusivity. As a Ghanaian, I am proud to say that I support the Igbo community's right to organize themselves in a way that works for them. And I think it's high time we stop fussing about this and focus on what truly matters: building a harmonious and inclusive society for all. That is what matters. This thing about Igbo, I think is much ado about nothing. Much ado about nothing. They wouldn't disturb anything unless, and so we have law enforcement agencies where they breach the peace of the country, they will be brought to book. But I think for now, let's not run ahead of ourselves and create unnecessary tension. It doesn't help.
All these statements are nonsensical. They don't want to claim present here. Debate. Have you closed Chinatowns in Ghana? South Africa and Dutch, when 99.9% of the land there, what have you people done about it? Nothing. The only place you see a black person smart, another black person. That's why in your villages, Kita, you can go to your village, and I'm glad some of you are getting smart. You know this thing. One nigga the same last name, Ogwa Abacha, nigga poison, simply because na you will 20 naira. Sometimes simply because sometimes simply because you know how to sing. Also give you Abacha. You beat Abacha, well poison, nigga go with the poison, Obugo China ma go Obugo China ma mathematics, Obugo China ma physics, Obugo America ma physics. This is how black people think, very primitive and backward type of thinking. Okay? This is black people for you. That's how we think. Okay, away for South Africa, the Zulus were attacking Nigerians, attacking Zimbabweans. Mandocha win 99.9% of the land. Bosahana ghetto. They have not done anything about it. Nonsense. Make the Ghanaians close Chinatown in Kumasi, Chinatown in Accra, Chinatown in Takora. They can man how we work. They can't. They're a bunch of cowards. The same thing even American doji na babu 100 on a dozibe. Ibe Chinese town laid down. Guakugo. That university, Heju University. Doji na ababu one. Kayana babu looking for the Nike shoe. Nike shoe I mean at China for $3. Ben American LA for $400. Okwaka unyoji jibaga eba. The Nike shoe. Onyoji can't fix his own neighborhood. His own neighborhood is in disarray. She see how much in America but negatives are name. Open American is Zurion Comalema, Open American Abasha one Comalema, Open American Shion Comalema. But the good part of America never learned that. As is I get for and what I try to get discriminate. That's black people for you. Ndị Ghana man ha nwe boss ha close on Chinatown nọ na Kumasi na Akara. Since they have balls. Primitive videos. So ha ka na-eme na village na ama akwụkwọ nwanne nwoke wee abacha nye gị nshi. Ị mara agba ọsọ nwanne nwoke enye gị nshi ma nwanne papa ga-enye gị nshi. When we do and waiting happen, white man can't sell us slaves. They will come back again. Because I can't come out. Stupors. Now, when I don't see educated Ghanaian, well traveled. Okay, Ghanaian tribe well chief in Australia. And there when we chief in the UK. Chinese town all over the world. If you're going to do open-minded, these are the kind of people I want to deal with. If I can assemble 100 of these people, I will match. No nation will compete with Africa economically. But I always run into buffoons.
Thank goodness for this video, the person that made this video and the people that shared it. So far I've seen a few videos where Ghanaians themselves are making some sense. So it got my nerves relaxed. This kingship of a thing, on everywhere. Even at this Ghana, because I'm based in Ghana. I reside in Ghana, Kumasi precisely. And with the Yoruba kings, where Hausa king, where all the kings you can make mention of, they are here. So there's something I call Igbophobia. Yeah, the hatred for Ndi Igbo is becoming more and more broad and wide. Yeah, the Igbophobia is spreading widely all over the world. Well, sometimes in the Igbo, na di akwado Igbophobia. I am someone who is self-confident and I don't allow people trash who I am or where I come from. Unlike many of us. Ndị Igbo mụta ka esi debunk false information about themselves. Happy na-eme nke ọbụla ekwuru ha ji aka ha wee kwere si na ndị be anyị ndị onye Igbo na-ekwu na ndị Igbo na-eme too much. Enwere ebe arụ na-adịrọ. Ndị ọbụla na-ezochilata nke ha na-ekpuchi nke fa. So if that is the way the world is going, why should onye Igbo pụta enwe nke ekwuru maka nyanwa okweta na o mere ya? Ma nke nwere evidence, onye Igbo na-ekweta na o mere ya. Yotago ka m bịakwanụ. So enwere ihe ọzọ nọ na-aga na mmadụ n'ime abụrụ Igbophobia. Why? Kedu ihe Igbophobia? Ụjọ ndị Igbo. Kedu ihe kpatara eji atụ ndị Igbo ụjọ? Igbo bata n'obodo ha akọ nka obodo a na ihe ọbụla ha na-eme, ihe ọbụla ha etiri aka ma ha etiri interest, ha akọ nka ya. So ndị indigenous people na-emebu such, for example, business. Indigenous people na-eme those business nwere monopoly wee na-deceive ndị befa, wee na-eme ndị na-exploit ndị befa. So ọ bụrụ na ndị Igbo bata conquer such trade, for instance, iwe webefa febide sell bar false propaganda against ndị Igbo. And the most unfortunate thing about this situation na ndị Igbo na onwefa ya ekweta. Maka why o megokwe m afụgo m many o mekwa m few years. I think it should be the year 2019 ka arọbụrụ m ebe m na-azụ afịa arọbụrụ m ebe a na-azụ afịa. Unfortunately enwudeghị the perpetrators, enwudeghị fa aka kpara ahụfa, mana ebe ọbụla ị pụtara ndị Ghana na-ekwu na ọwụ ndị ebe anyị bụ ndị Igbo bụ ndị ya akpọ ụdịka agwa ahụ. Ịpụtakwa ebe ndị Igbo nọ wee kọọ akụkọ ihe mere gị, ịfụkwa ebe ndị Igbo na-ekwu na enwere ndị ọzọ ya eme such a thing na abụrụ ndị ebe anyị. Nsị what? Ejere few years back ka e nwere robbery, broad daylight robbery on a Friday ka ndị Muslim jere their worship. Enwere broad daylight robbery, enwudeghị ndị oshi ahụ agba egbe, ma till today a ka na-eme Nigerians accused n'ọfawa zuru oshi ahụ without catching the perpetrators of that crime. Enwudekwa no investigation. And the most unfortunate thing nke na-ewute m bụ na ịnụkwa ebe a na-ekwu ya, ihe afụgo onye Igbo ya na ebe a wee mepee ọnụ ya wee sị na enweghị ndị ya akpọ ụdịka agwa ahụ apart from ndị Igbo. Kedu ife ndị obodo ji nwere evidence na ha sị na ha sụrụ pidgin English, and some people ya egwa gị that n'ọsụsọ ndị Igbo ya aka obi wee mụọ dịka ife ahụ na ndị befe adịghị aka obi eme ya. I think last year or so, there was a woman that traded her own baby girl in South Africa. She traded her daughter in South Africa. But when she reported to the police of South Africa that her daughter was kidnapped by Nigerians.
What in the ask? Minister don't talk, the president don't talk, the African Union president don't talk. That's rubbish. Una don't close the Chinese town for Ghana. The continuation of how we poison ourselves for village. Una don't close the Chinese embassy for Ghana. Una don't close Chinese town for Kumasi, Takora, the secondary, Akara. Una don't close them. Una they run for white man. South Africa, where white man own 99% of the whole land, what una don't do for them? Una Ghana no be part of African Union. You no go put them out for the case. I can't give me a batch and poison. Now the waiting we specialize. Shit hole people.